thing. This is getting... Here it goes. No hard feelings. Back off. I'm not done yet. No hard feelings. We're just gonna keep on getting stronger and stronger, don't you think?
Okay, come in. I gotta fix my piggy. It's hot though.
I have no time to waste. All the same, I want to have a good time here with you. If you're in a rush to die, then come at me and I'll help you along. I'm not done yet. Take this! You like that? Whoa! This is getting exciting now. I'm not done yet. You like that? Whoa!
Huh? Yes.
I can barely feel a thing.
No. I'ma switch it when I get paid.
Good hit back there. Now, it's my turn.
Uh,
Going all out. Some of that.
accelerate, especially people like next, yesterday I had two big government requests for what they call, I know this is all sound like government talk. It's called the Major Disaster Declaration. This declaration allows folks to request the government. This folks is allowed, the declaration allows folks that it is acted to get immediate cash assistance to cover things like everything from groceries to baby formula to prescription. Because as you've seen and you reported, a lot of these places are burned to the ground. There's not a single thing left in their homes. And so that by, if they contact disasterassistance.gov, anybody's lost everything or anything of consequence, disasterassistance.gov or 1-800 1-800
I knew about Goku Black,
I beg your pardon,
but I guess there are others that look like me too.
3362. That's the disasterassistance.gov, 1-800-621-3362 to get the kind of help they need for the basics that they don't have access to regularly. And this morning, due to the magnitude of the disaster, I was talking with the governor and he requested if I could increase the federal funding that was authorized under this legislation from 75% to 90%. We're increasing it to 100% of all the costs to be covered by the federal government for both the fire management assistance grants and the elements of what they call disaster declaration. So today I'm announcing that the federal government will cover 100% of the cost for 180 days. This is going to pay for things like debris and hazard material removal, temporary shelters, first responders' salaries, and all necessary measures to protect life and property. And folks, I want to underscore, I told the governor and local officials, spare no expense to do what they need to do to contain these fires and in their communities that are really been devastated. And we're doing literally everything we can at the federal level. That's also why I call this group of folks around this table, of all relevant federal departments and agencies together to discuss what more we can do. And some of the folks on the screen as well. Before we begin, here's an update on where things stand right now. Over the last 24 hours, the United States Forest Service, working with state and local responders, has suppressed over 50 fire starts. And the fire in Hollywood Hills has been contained by 3 firefighters risking their lives. Right now, 3 major fires are still burning in the Pacific Palisades, Pasadena, and in Silver. I want to be clear. What I know from talking to the government is that there are concerns out there that there's also a bad water shortage. The fact is, the utilities understandably shut off power because they're worried the lines that they carried energy were going to be blown down and spark additional fires. But the Cal Fire, when it did that, it cut off the ability to generate pumping water. That's what caused the lack of water in these hydrants. And so Cal Fire is bringing in generators to get these pumps up and lifted so that there's no longer water coming out of these hydrants. And also, serving all the residents at the top of the Southern California, including 400 additional federal firefighters, over 30 firefighting helicopters and planes, federally supplied, a firefighting plane and helicopters, and 8 Department of Defense C-130 that are equipped to suppress wildfire. Today, Secretary of Defense also authorized top-security wildfire ground clearing personnel from the Defense Department. And I've directed the department to continue working with governors to identify additional resources that can provide for public safety and security. And we've secured additional firefighters and firefighting aircraft as well. I also want everyone in Southern California to know that we keep at it. Let's keep it here. We expect there to be a temporary break in the wind, but in some areas, the wind will last well into next week. And so we're going to continue to send every delivery, every resource we can find that's appropriate. Help the government to respond. Second,
Let a teardrop on
the
me.
displays underneath the wall. He reported on and seen the home burned to the ground. All areas burned to the ground. Water areas. They can displace the wall everything. As I said, since the fire started, being in the state residents get shelter, groceries, prescriptions, and other critical goods like baby formula. We're also sent Big Director Los Angeles to manage our response on the ground. She was supposed to be on this call, but we have the deputy here because she is out in the field with the governor right now, surveying what's going on. Let me close with a message to the people of Southern California. We are with you. We're not going anywhere. Firefighters and first responders are here. These firefighters are out there risking their lives, risking their lives, and while their own officers, their families are here. The firefighters and first responders, you really are kind of like hurting sticks for heroes. Genuinely here. This is the most widespread devastating fire in California's history. It's amazing. When nobody else makes better than the rest of the country, then it's been invasive. And they're literally have to run into the flames these fires. That all especially got to make firefighters. Doing so, we lose our own families. So we owe you. We're going to make sure that you get every resource you need, every possible resource you need. She goes. The families of the firefighters and actually cover
I got hit.
Vice President.
Thank you, Mr. President, and also for the work that everyone on this table has been doing to be a sense of urgency, because this is an urgent matter. What we have seen in California, and in particular in Southern California, is apocalyptic in terms of the nature of it and the unprecedented nature of it as well. And what we are seeing is a situation that is extremely dynamic. It is very much in play, and to some degree unpredictable. Because we are literally waiting to see which way the wind blows. And I cannot praise enough the local leaders, most of whom I have talked with, and in particular firefighters, who, as the President has said, they are working around the clock. They are working 12-hour, even longer shifts, and they are doing it with a sense of optimism, but also with an understanding of how serious this moment is and how important their work is to realize the real people. Thousands of families face this. Many of those families with young children with nowhere to go. And what we know is that this is a matter of current urgency, but this is also something that is going to have an impact for months and years to come. And on that point, I will also make note of the fact that, sadly, many insurance companies have canceled insurance for a lot of the families who have been affected and will be affected, which is only
Walking
going to
hard?
delay or place an added burden on their ability to recover. And I think that is an important point that must be raised, and hopefully there can be some way to address.
So they mean they can't get nothing
because
else.
these families, so many of them, otherwise will not have the resources.
Yeah, because they see
recover
how many
in a
people it
meaningful
is.
way.
Yeah. They know they're going to have to cover everything.
In the midst, however, of all the trauma that has occurred, we have seen extraordinary acts of heroism. I'm hearing countless stories of strangers helping strangers. People who are opening their homes where they are intact and have not had to evacuate, opening their homes to neighbors, to friends of neighbors, feeding them and providing shelter for them. And I do think it speaks to the best of who we are as a country, which is in times of crisis, we find the heroes among us who we may not have known before, but act out of a sense of courage, but also a sense of community. And I applaud all those who are approaching this crisis with that spirit. And the bottom line is this: there are incredible heroes every day who are working right now in California on the front lines of this fire. And in particular, I want to thank the firefighters for all they are doing. They are, as the President said, putting themselves in harm's way. And they are doing the work that is about helping people who are perpetrators to them and doing it in some of the highest moments of need that anyone can face. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Brandon. Okay, back to the President.
Look, I've had a chance to speak with a lot of the senators on the time.
And there you've heard it from the Vice President of the United States, who's from California, and the President of the United States promising new federal support to the state of California. The President announcing a surging of officials and resources, including 400 additional federal firefighters, 30 firefighting helicopters and planes, and then the Pentagon and the Defense Department helping out as well. We're talking about 8 C-130s that are equipped to suppress wildfires. So that is a big move as the federal government is going to help as well. Let's check in on the ground. Those that are in Chris Van Cleve, who is among the destruction of the Eaton fire in Altadena, California. And Chris, what can you tell us about what's happening there today?
Well, Nora, down here on the ground in the cities, the winds have died down noticeably. So firefighters have been able to go basically block by block, checking all of this destruction for hot spots. They want us to knock that down before the winds kick up tonight, because there can be embers that are embedded, sitting under the debris that will smoke and start other fires. Up in the mountains, where the Eaton fire is raging, it is racing towards Mount Wilson, the highest point in Los Angeles, home to key transmission towers. There's an aerial attack going on trying to beat back that fire right now. And that's why those aerial assets the President was talking about are so important. It was from the air that firefighters were able to stop the fire last night, the Sunset Fire, as it was racing towards Hollywood. That air support is critical to stopping these giant fires. We also spent the day with people who came home to find homes like this, where all that was left was left. There was one woman, as she was walking through a house that she bought 10 years ago after her husband died. She's a widow, and she said she wanted to start anew. She came home to that new start, needing to start over again. One of the only things that survived the fire was a small ceramic church. She said she's taking that as a sign that someone is looking out for her. In this case, it certainly also was her neighbor, who pounded on her door and demanded that she evacuate as the fire started to rage Monday night. And it's stories like that are block after block after block that also try to stop people, at least, have died from this fire. One of them stayed behind to try to protect his home, and it cost him his life.
Oh my goodness, is that phrase goes, work for the helpers, and certainly many neighbors who are trying to help one another. Chris, can I ask you about what's ahead? Because even though the winds have died down a bit today, they are forecast to pick up tonight and this weekend. What's the big concern?
Well, we're talking about wind gusts of 35 to 50 miles an hour tonight. To give you some context, the Sunset Fire, that threatened Hollywood last night, that kicked up, those were only 20 to 25 mile an hour winds, and that fire grew to a life and property threat in under an hour. So sustained wind gusts of 30 to 50 miles an hour, that's going to blow embers 1, 2, even 3 miles away. Those embers, those are basically flying little balls of fire. When they come down on something and they can ignite it, they will. The concern is that right now you have 5 fires, and tonight you'll have even more. And we saw how fast those fires can spread when the wind is pushing them. I mean, everyone in Southern California is holding their breath.
Oh my goodness, Chris Van Cleve, thank you for being here. Thank you for being reporting. I want to bring in CBS Scott McFarlane. He's at the White House. Scott also covers Capital Northwest, and Scott, the president announced the federal
That's what
government
military
will
took.
cover 100% of the cost of recovery for 180 days. Is he going to need congressional approval for that?
He's going to need a lot more money in the near future, and that's ultimately going to be on President-elect Trump's desk and this new Congress. And Nora, the Congress of 2024 was at loggerheads constantly, even just approving disaster money for Hurricane Helene, for example. This is going to be a problem come February and March, getting boatloads of money to the people of California to respond to what Vice President Harris just described as an apocalyptic event. This briefing from the president and vice president among their last actions in office in just 11 days remaining in this term. President Biden canceled a long-awaited, heavily touted trip to Rome and to the Vatican, meeting Pope Francis to be part of this response. But this will cost enormous amounts of money, Nora. After the trip in Washington that has been skimping on even the most basic of spending, including for disaster victims.
It's an excellent point, Scott, following adding the White House following the remark from the president and the vice president. And just to update now, these wildfires in LA County are burning out of control from third state straight day. County officials estimate that thousands of structures have been destroyed. And they've also emphasized there's a lot we still don't know, including how many people are dead. Hundreds of thousands of people are under evacuation warnings. The LA County Sheriff said that some areas look like a bomb was dropped in them. Our coverage will continue on CBS News 24/7, your local news. We'll have a full wrap-up tonight on the CBS Evening News. This is the CBS News Special Report. I'm Laura O'Donnell.
This is CBS News, Texas. Jason, that accumulation happening with the sudden elevated services. Figuring there are many kind of problems to find in.
There's already snow on the ground.
Not easy. His body, you know, we may be able to protect the next situation.
And I'm Karen Borda. You can see we are in the middle of a winter storm. Conditions could become even more dangerous as we move into the evening hours.
Exactly. School districts already closing school for tomorrow in anticipation of all of that. You can see them scrolling right there at the bottom of your screen. Our CBS News Texas storm chasers are spread out all across North Texas today, monitoring the roads and bringing you the very latest conditions as they happen, whether it's rain, snow, sleet, of course, ice, which is now the next big concern for us.
And that's how you stay weather aware. Our First Alert Weather team is going to be bringing you live reports throughout the day. We want to start with our First Alert meteorologist, Jeff Ray, with a look at where things stand right now. Things have really been changing by the minute, Jeff.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been dealing with a lot of problems across the roads because of the slush that continues to fall. Now, I started on a wide view here because I just wanted to show you that just about everybody's getting something. It's mostly a cold rain down by 35 split over into parts of Ellis County with a little bit of sleet in the mix. You get across the Metroplex and it's a little bit of everything. It has been snow in the morning and the sleet and sometimes even a little rain has been going on, and then back to snow. Like we were talking yesterday, we have a mix precipitation, a wintry mix across the afternoon. The humidity falling down. There are some significant amounts. Now look what happens when we go just a little bit north. You know why? Because north is about 1 or 2 degrees colder. That's all the difference. And what you're seeing is it's snow. And we've had some accumulating snow, picking up in Erie about 4 to 5 inches of snow in some areas, and you cross it. And here in red, this is where the snow is kind of transitioning going on
right now in some down south has transitioned from that sleet to a snow now, and it has been a good snow up into Collin County, where they've been getting in some areas up in northern Collin County closer to that 5-inch mark, and it's certainly been that up towards the Red River up at Sherman, up into Bottom. I mean, this has been a good snow up to the north. But here lies the problem. It's 33 degrees. It's just above freezing at DFW, and most of the Metroplex will be hovering between freezing and just below for the rest of the day into the evening. You can see the colder temperatures where the snow has been, and again, the difference is like 1 or 2 degrees. You can see also there's a lot coming up from the southwest. Look at all that. It stretches down towards the Big Bend area. This is what we're thinking. We get this mix for the rest of the afternoon and into the evening. Transition to snow doesn't happen until later tonight. And when this happens, do not be on the roads. The roads are going to get bad really fast. We could end up with about 2 to 3 inches of snow over the Metroplex. The good news, it will start to let up by tomorrow morning when all the roads are iced over. Let's talk more about your your Friday and weekend forecast, because temperatures will mean everything for the road conditions, guys. All right, Jeff, we'll check in with you in just a little bit to have that conversation. Thank you very much. Of course, our CBS News Texas crews have been out all day monitoring the conditions and keeping an eye on the response.
We're going to head out to the city right now. We're going to check in with our News with Government. You've seen the conditions there change, and you've been out there for hours and hours.
Yeah, Kenny Karen, the conditions have changed every hour, it seems like. But I want to go and put your attention to that guy that we just ran into. He is literally running in the snow. So the dedication now goes to him, because I don't know if I can do that. Yeah, slushy conditions out here in McKinney. It's kind of gone from that more fluffier, beautiful snow, and it's more steady rain, steady icy conditions. I wouldn't say the ice is necessarily sticking to the ground, which is the good news. Cars have been traveling around town here in downtown McKinney, and for the most part, it's just wet on the roadways. But I did speak to police, McKinney Police. They said that from 5 a.m. until now, they've responded to about 10 to 12 stalled cars. They've been to the traffic lane and all around town. Nothing too bad, and they say that right now the slush is not a concern, but it will be a concern if those temperatures drop and that slush can turn to ice. And definitely the concern will mostly be on those less traveled roadways, not necessarily the highways. So definitely keep in mind as you, in case you go on the roadways today, mindful, just stay home if you can. Also, during the warning center on West Louisiana Street, that is open 24 hours in case you lose power. We haven't heard of anybody losing power in this area, but that's something to keep in mind in terms of resources if you do need one. But definitely everything is pretty out here in McKinney. Coming up tonight at 5, I will actually have some video of kids select.
Here for the first time this season.
Spoiler alert. I think it was one of the kids. And it was awesome. I got a chance to see it earlier. It was awesome. Okay, Amelia, thank you very much.
We'll check with you in a bit. I want to show you some video here that we received via one of our viewers. Thanks for sending it in. This is a crash this morning in Irving at the 183 and 114 interchange. Have a look at that. You can see the cab of a semi-truck dangling off the side of a bridge there. Thankfully, no one was hurt as a result. Crews were able to get that truck back home.
Yeah, I've seen it.
No one yet if the icy conditions led to the crash.
Well, as we've seen, driving is becoming dangerous, treacherous in some parts of the area, and growing more dangerous as more major west comes.
We'll talk a little bit more about that and head out to Jack Fink, who is live for us now at TxDOT Traffic Operations Center in Mesquite. Jack?
Well, Karen, this is where TxDOT monitors all of the wrecks and crashes on area highways. And to do that, they've got 764 cameras in its 7-county district, including Dallas, Collin, and Dent County. So let me show you some of the hotspots right now. And this has been going on for the last hour. 635 in Galloway and Dallas, where crews have been dealing with the tractor that slammed into a side barrier there. You can see the fire trucks and TxDOT crews. Traffic has been able to get by one lane the entire time. Then I want to show you over here at I-30 at one of the big bridges just out of downtown Dallas. There was a car that spun off and is actually facing oncoming traffic.
a law enforcement officer is there, and they've got a textile crew there, and they'll have to bring a flatbed to take that vehicle out of there. And on I-45, south of downtown Dallas, two vehicles got into a crash on the left side of the road. Traffic is getting by, and now there's actually another one that just popped up here on the big wall, and that's U.S. Highway 80 at Beltline. You can see a vehicle spun out, and it's now in the median. Firefighters are there blocking the way a little bit, blocking traffic as crews get there to handle that. I just checked in with Dallas County Sheriff's Department, and they tell me as of 3:30 they are dealing with 40 crashes, 14 of them are major. Well, Karen and Ken, sent back to you.
All right, Jack, thank you so much. We're going to take you out now to the DFW airport. Now, if you've got face trouble, you can say something. Right, exactly. Expands. You really want to check flight status before you head to the airport, because more than 1,400 flights in and out of DFW airport were canceled today, and ground stop is in effect until 5. At Dallas Love Field, they've got more than 250 cancellations so far.
Meanwhile, one person is dead. Another taken to the hospital after a fire earlier this morning before the winter storm moved in. Nicole Nielsen, Live Force Now at the scene. And Nicole, the fire displaced about a dozen people in these dangerous tents. Any word on where they're going to stay?
Yeah, hey there, Ken. We spoke to the Denton Fire Department just a short while ago, and they say that all 12 residents who were displaced here are being taken care of, whether that means that they found family or friends to stay with, or they received hotel and meal vouchers from the Red Cross. But even so, a really difficult day for some of these residents, and the weather only making things worse. Imagine waking up to this.
The next thing you know, the people just stay around you and they start knocking on everybody's door, saying that, get out, it's a fire.
It was a frantic reality this morning for L.L. Phillips, waking up to his Denton apartment complex on Londonderry Lane engulfed in flames.
We came on outside, so I looked around the corner. It was a big old blaze shooting out the window.
The building had 8 units, 7 of which were occupied with a total of 13 people. It all happened around 6:45 a.m. this morning, when the Denton Fire Department heard reports of a man trapped. When firefighters arrived, they found him dead.
It was hard to do whatever the first got there. So, it had a good head start.
One other person was transported to a nearby hospital for evaluation, but left all 12 displaced.
Thankfully, our Denton Police Department school resource officers were close by and were able to open up the gymnasium next door at middle school.
Some of them were staying with family and friends. Others were given hotel and food vouchers by the Red Cross in hopes that they can at least be taken care of through this winter storm. And until they can find a new place to call home.
I thought everything was going to go down, I thought everything was going to burn down to the ground. Everything, I thought it was a big blaze. It was a pretty big blaze.
Now, as of now, the Denton Fire Department said that they don't know what caused the fire. They are still investigating. And without connecting the two matters, they say, of course, the colder temperatures often bring more danger in your home when it comes to heating your home, right? And so they say if you have a space heater tonight, make sure that it's plugged actually into the wall and not into a power strip, and also to check the batteries on your smoke detectors. According to CBS News,
Thank you so much.
We have a lot more winter storm coming. We're tracking any issues right here. We're going to
Just like West in Los Angeles, out of control wildfires burning at least 5 lives and destroying thousands of homes and businesses. Here up here at 4 o'clock, our firefighters there.
Not right now. In a minute.
We'll be right back.
It's in a minute.
Give me 15 minutes.
Dupixent is an animal treatment where specific types of moderate to severe asthma works for clearing asthma and lung function. Dupixent is not prescribed for breathing problems.
15 minutes it is. Yes.
Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away from face, mouth, tongue, throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away signs of inflamed blood vessels, like rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, fever, or numbness of legs. Tell your doctor of new or worsening joint pain or parasitic infection. Don't change your stuff. Steroid has milder treatments without talking to you. We can get more out of your lungs. We can do less asthma. Isn't that better? That's key to remember about the accident. The most prescribed biologic in asthma. And for all treatments that have on treatment for adults with COPD that's not well controlled and with a specific hardware inflammation.
Personality. Your personality. How long?
Check out our Sealy Queen mattress for just $8.99. Plus, get a free adjustable base. Explore more than 3,000 inside mattresses ready to take home today. Queen mattresses start at $99, so let $119 at $149. Plus, save time with express next day delivery. Enjoy amazing savings and automatic sleep only at NFS.
Today's All-Stars, tomorrow's Legends.
Celebrate the new year at NFM. For a limited time, we've lowered prices throughout the store. Don't miss incredible New Year savings happening now. Shop mattresses, recliners, bedroom furniture, motion furniture, and more. Upgrade your big screen and electronics at the best prices to kick off the new year. Check out amazing discounts on washers and dryers, refrigerators, and more. Plus, shop huge savings on area rugs. Welcome the new year with savings worth celebrating.
Hello.
Big selection, big savings. NFS.
Uber.
Get started at TitleMax.com and turn your title
Hello.
into real money.
Yes.
Most credit types accepted.
I see it. I seen it already. Yeah. What you had asked me? Your personality. The way you curve. And
Welcome back, everyone. We're in the live book right now. I'm really interested in this Texas Storm Chaser. This is I-30 in Fort Worth, by the way, and the view here is of our Storm Chaser heading west. And you can
I said, your carnage, a little bit, I'll get you
in that stretch of I-30.
Right, and it's nice to see those empty highways
Yes.
too.
Yes.
Stay home if you can. Well, ever since the 2021 Texas power grid failure, when the temperature drops like this, many people worry about their power staying on.
Looks good out.
Brian Hugh has been monitoring the ERCOT grid all day long. He's doing this live now. Brian, so far so good, right? Yeah, again, so far so good, knock on wood, but things can change, which is why we've been keeping an eye on this ERCOT chart all day. This is a live look at the grid condition. So let me explain exactly what we're looking at here. This purple line that you see, that is the power that's available on the grid. The blue line below is the demand. What's important is this right here, the space between those two lines. That's the cushion between supply and demand. What we don't want to see is these two lines get too close. This is where we're at right now, and if you look at the projection, it's showing that there will be enough power available to get the demand to the grid now. But what could change this? What could change this forecast? That's what we asked energy experts. Doug Lewis.
Outside of a major change in forecast, that all of a sudden just outside, oh man, we were wrong. It's going to get down to 10 degrees in Dallas. Like now it's a different ballgame. But with 30 degrees, no, I think it's not a zero chance, because you could see maybe temperatures tip a lot in the Permian. There's just a huge gas freeze on. You get some spike in demand, but very, very, very low probability of any kind of problems of supply and demand.
So that's the good news. But just because there's enough power on the grid doesn't mean
Wow, I got hit by that.
if there's an issue with the distribution. That is why I'm also keeping an eye on this. This is the Encore outage map. Right now, Encore is reporting just a little over 1,200 customers are without power. That's actually pretty normal for any day, even in a day without winter weather. I'm going to show you one more map real quick. This is CoServe up in the Denton area. They're actually reporting that
no customer is without power. Now, Encore says that their biggest concern as we go into the evening would be any ice that would build up on power lines or tree limbs. So we will be keeping an eye on that as well as the grid throughout the day.
All right. What's that? People's looking for it. Thanks so much.
Export, by the way, obviously big concern for so many people. We are sitting around and taking a look at the tree limbs and those power lines. Jeff Ray joining us now. John, so what are things looking like sort of as we move into the evening now? Brian was talking about the concern over ice. Yeah. Is that what you're watching too?
Even if I get paid, I just realized that I'm closed.
When we get into Thursday night, tonight, we're going to have a lot of this stuff that's on the roads just freeze over, and by Friday morning, tomorrow morning, I highly recommend you do not try to go anywhere tomorrow morning because there's going to be ice just about everywhere we look. Wideview, we see a lot of things falling across Metroplex. It's rain, it's sleet, it's snow. It's been going on like that all day. As we've been saying, we've wet slush on the roads, and that's been the story. Really firing up now because it's really been going. Let's go a little bit closer to Tarrant County. We have our photographs out. I'm going to show that right there. You can see his shot where we have wet roads on I-20. That's slush going on. That's a well-traveled, treated highway. So it is in pretty good shape. You can still get around. It's treacherous on the side roads because you're running into a heavy slush, but it is still movable. Now, we will go back to radar here, and I'm going to show you as we go. If you see this up into blue, you see this color change? That's where it's been snowing. And this is Jason McLaughlin, that storm chaser. He's been up in Bowie. He measured as much as 6 inches of snow on the ground there in some areas. And you can see his live shot. You can see plenty of snow. But also notice, look at the roads. Can you see it, Gray? That's because it's right around freezing. Road temperatures just above, and a lot of this is still melting. That will not be the case as we get into later on to this evening. So let's go to Futurecast, and you can see all this stuff going on. We have the snow changeover tonight, and that's when it gets really bad. Just the quick talking points. The Metroplex has that thick slush on the roads just north. Snow and sleet is north, and then that transition to snow is later on this evening. That's when the road conditions get really bad. And then let's bring in McKenna King, because McKenna needs temperatures in tomorrow morning.
Yeah, this is what we're really worried about. Jeff mentioned that. And seeing as we get into tomorrow morning, here's the reason why. We've got temperatures dipping back below that freezing mark. That's for the Metroplex and especially for our northern counties as well. Our southern counties, we're going to see temperatures right close to and even just a degree above freezing. So certainly bridges will still be very icy in those areas. Roads are going to be a problem into tomorrow morning. So just expect that, most of us dipping below that freezing mark as we head into our Friday morning. So everything that you see out there on the roadways right now, all of that slush, the wet roadways, that freezes overnight. Then as we get toward the 9 o'clock hour tomorrow morning, most of what's falling is exiting by that point. Temperatures are back above freezing for us in the Metroplex. We're looking at the middle 30s around the 9 o'clock hour. As we get toward lunchtime and into the afternoon, we top out in the upper 30s. So that is going to allow us some melting for Friday. We're working on quite a bit of cloud coverage. So we'll start to see the beginning stages of the melting, but then we'll have to wrap things up as we head into the upcoming weekend. For Saturday morning, temperatures dip back to the low 20s. That's the cold front that we've got rolling through. So another cold start to our Saturday with some refreeze once again in mindful Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, we will really kick in that melting. We're looking at temperatures in the middle 40s. Saturday afternoon, back into the upper 40s as we round out the weekend. Next week is going to feel great as temperatures head back to the middle 50s by Wednesday.
No, wait.
It's not.
Okay. I'll try to make
So good, just like the smelling out there.
It's nice. It's going to be
Create your perfect room for entertaining, relaxing, and more with patio enclosures. Right now, get up to $4,000 off your sunroom. Plus, enjoy exceptional financing. Act now to get an extra 10% off. Call today.
The great state of Texas is as diverse as its people. It stretches from the sunny beaches of the Gulf Coast to the great plains and mountains of West Texas, with two mighty rivers forming its borders on the north and south. Yes, walks out John. That big city experience.
He got it.
No matter where you are, Stanford wants to be your insurance company. Stanford Insurance. Proudly serving people in Texas for over 65 years.
Celebrate the new year at NFL.
You gotta get up, Mama. You gotta get up. You gotta get up, Mama. You gotta get up.
Don't miss incredible New Year savings happening now. Shop
Bravo.
mattresses, recliners, bedroom furniture, motion furniture, and more.
Hey, boy, I hate people like this, bro. They just
New Year. Check out amazing discounts on washers and dryers, refrigerators, and more. Plus, shop huge savings on area products. Welcome to New Year with savings worth celebrating. Big selection, big savings. NFL. The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin night and day. Despite treatment, it's still under control. But now, I have Rinvoq is a once daily pill that reduces the itch and helps cure the rash of eczema fast. Some taking Rinvoq saw significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoid skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occur. See the event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, had beer C, smoked, or tried to. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your dermatologist about Rinvoq.
Learn how happy can help you stay.
Everyone who comes into this clinic is a mystery. Solve the mystery, save a life. Our patients don't need doctors. Our patients need detectives.
He may be reckless,
This is not an approved procedure.
but he's also a genius. Who are you?
Watson from your CBS Sunday, January 26th after the AFC Championship and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Fire crews in Los Angeles have gotten a brief reprieve from the supersized Santa Ana winds that have been fueling 5 wildfires.
It's absolutely unbelievable when you take a look at those images. Officials now saying that fires killed at least 5 people and they destroyed thousands of homes and businesses.
Ashley Sharp has the latest from Altadena, California.
As far as the eye can see, nearly every home is destroyed in Pacific Palisades, where a wildfire still rages with zero containment.
It was like a vortex of embers. There was no oxygen. I couldn't breathe. I barely even made it to my car. And some people are saying I'm lucky to be alive.
Alec Gellis trying to defend his girlfriend's Malibu cottage after saving it during December's sprinkling fire. This time, he was unsuccessful.
It's just not real. I mean, a month, less than a month, my lungs weren't even better from the last time.
The Eaton fire, still also sitting at 0%
That's all
containment,
it
has
is.
destroyed much of the city of Altadena, California. Around you, there's destruction everywhere you look. Satellite images show the before and after of what was a vibrant community. Juan Carranza ignored evacuation orders so he could shower his home with water.
Because I don't want to lose my house. This house is 140 years old.
Others weren't as fortunate.
I just wanted to see if anything's left. We have just whatever we're wearing. We're wearing the same thing for the last 2 days.
2 new fires broke out Wednesday night. The Sunset Fire erupted in Runyon Canyon Park in the legendary Hollywood Hills. Crews were able to stop its forward movement.
Our house, you can tell it's next, and we're getting out.
And over the hill in Studio City, a fire off Ventura Boulevard destroyed several homes before firefighters knocked it down. But the danger is far from over.
We're throwing everything at this that we possibly can. We're going to move through this and continue to support one another.
While the Santa Ana winds have substantially diminished, another round is expected later today into Friday. Ashley Sharp, CBS News, Altadena, California.
Absolutely unbelievable. Heartbreaking. All right, well, coming up here in the next half hour, we're going to continue with our live team coverage of the windstorm, and we're continuing to sit there through North Texas.
From Collin County to Dallas, Denver, and beyond,
Here's everything you need to know to stay safe. Please stay close.
Being your own boss.
lets you work on your terms, but it can be hard to find healthcare coverage that fits. With Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas, you can learn how to find the best coverage for your needs and schedule. Open enrollment is here. Now's the time to call 888-731-0321 or visit findaplantx.com with in-person or virtual doctor visits, as well as $0 annual checkups. We deliver access to the care you need when you need it. You may qualify for financial assistance and find a plan as low as $10 a month with financial help. Keep moving with home and wellness discounts from Blue 365. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends soon. Enroll now for coverage that's centered around you. Call 888-731-0321 or visit findaplantx.com. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas. Through it all.
Who can you call when you need immediate help, any time of day or night, even when you're hundreds of miles away from home? Always giving you and your family peace of mind. Knowing that these benefits and services are there for you 24/7. Over 50 million members rely on AAA, America's largest motor club and most highly recommended major roadside assistance provider. AAA's legendary roadside assistance is a network with over 50,000 vehicles that respond more than 32 million assistance calls every year.
If something happens and we're broken down, my family's going to be stranded.
There are so many benefits to membership, and AAA is there if you're locked out of your car, need a tow, run out of gas, have a flat tire, or a dead battery.
Now, if you have one flat tire, one battery service, that membership fee pays for itself.
Wherever you go, wherever you are, you can trust AAA to be there when you need them. Call AAA today and find out how much you can save.
Hi, it's Brad Schnapp, my friend John D'Angelo. John knows homes. John knows people.
You only go through selling your parents' home that they've had for 50 years one time. He knew what he was doing and was very interested. He wanted to know what was important to us.
If you have a home that needs selling, you need to talk to John D'Angelo. John cares about business, and he cares more about people.
From Isaiah Pacheco, two-time Super Bowl champion, to the stars of tomorrow. 100 years of tradition lives on at the East West Shrine Club. Today's All-Stars, tomorrow's legends. This is ES News, Texas. And we're now as we join you on this Thursday at 4:30 live look from Denton right there on your screen, Denton County, where sledders are enjoying today's snow, but we are in a winter storm. Do not forget that. I get confused. So if you do plan to get out on the roads, know that conditions are expected to worsen as we head into the evening and especially into the overnight hours.
And on the downside, this is a live look at High. Not the usual thing for 4:30 in the afternoon, that's for sure. But with the winter weather that we are seeing much fewer cars on the roads, and that is a good thing, especially in this elevated areas. Thank you very much for joining us at 4:30. I'm Karen Borga.
And I'm Ken Molesino. A reminder for you that school closings are scrolling at the bottom of your screen, so if you're planning for tomorrow, please keep an eye on the little ticker right below us.
First things first, then we're going to check in with our First Alert meteorologist, Jeff Ray. So, Jeff, what are the latest conditions? Do we have to say that? Yes, they've been changing.
Yeah, throughout the day. Across the Metroplex especially, you're getting reports of snow and then sleet and then it's rain. And then it's snow again. This wintry mix has been going on all day since the morning. And many areas started as snow. We got a little bit of snow, and then it kind of got washed away with this wet slush that's along 20 and 30, and everything to the south as well, just wet roads. But you start creeping up towards the Tarrant-Dallas County line and up into Wise County, up towards the north into Red River. This is where it has been sifting to the roads. We're getting snow and some appreciable snow, especially on the grassy surfaces. Some areas 5 to 6 inches of snow being reported, and I still think that we're going to have these areas where we're talking about 3 to 6 inches of snow now ends up to be close to 8 inches, and this is probably northern Collin County across parts of Fannin and Lamar. As we look across the Metroplex, we're going to end up with some snow tonight here, but right now it is just this wintry mix and this slush on the roads. It's just rain and sleet down south of there across Johnson and Ellis County. What do we expect?
Now, across the evening, intensity of this is going to continue. We're going to see a lot of stuff falling, mostly slush and wintry mix across the roads of the Metroplex. But later on this evening, temperatures are going to cool down sometime between 8 and 9 o'clock, a transition to snow. And the snow is going to go on for the rest of the night to the middle of the night, to the early morning hours. It really won't let up to about 2, 3 in the morning. Then we'll just have flurries tomorrow morning. But the temperatures are everything about this, and they're going to be just right around freezing the whole time. So this is from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. and look how the temperatures basically don't change, but they do get below freezing, and that means everything for these roads, because we really think that the worst travel conditions will be later on this evening, and that transition to snow especially. But by tomorrow morning, when everything freezes over, and almost all spots, this is going to be a lot of ice. The roads overnight freeze over with the ice tomorrow morning, and that's just going to make treacherous travel for your Friday night commute. It's going to improve a little bit. We're going to get above freezing in the afternoon. We won't have a lot of sunshine to help us, but where there's a lot of stuff on the roads, like across 380 north, that would be Collin, Denton County, and up to the north from there, there's just too much on the roads to melt, so it's still going to be a big problem all day long. We'll have a lot of black ice Saturday morning. It will freeze very quickly Friday night, and a lot of black ice Saturday morning. Then we get enough away Saturday and Sunday is just a day to enjoy. We can find another day, upper 40s with sunshine.
Well, that'd be nice to see again.
Yeah, it's very quickly, Jeff.
Yeah, thanks. Let's head out to Plano right now. We're going to check in with our Andrea Lucia.
And Andrea, you saw some heavy snowfall there in Plano this morning. So today, as we sit at 4:35 on Thursday, what are things looking like now?
Yeah, not as much of that fun snow that we were getting earlier. I'm here at Haggard Park, close to downtown Plano. This has been a prime location throughout the day for building snowmen, for getting into snowball fights. You can see just it's a lot of open space, a lot of snow to play with here. But most people have retreated by now, because if there's one thing that's worse than being cold, it's being cold and wet. And what we are seeing fall from the sky right now, it just is ordinary rain. It is just drenching us and soaking into our clothes, making this like I said, a little less fun for the family that just came out here. They left within like 30 seconds. It's not a time to have fun at the moment. But throughout Plano, the city crews have been at work. We have school out here, a lot of businesses that are closed, so the roads haven't been fairly empty if people stick close to home. Plano's reported about a dozen accidents and all throughout the day, no major ones that we've heard of, so that's been good news. The city does have 10 sanding trucks treating the local streets, especially the bridges, which tend to be the first to ice up. They're also treating walkways around city buildings and hospitals, making sure that people can access those buildings safely. And for those who have nowhere warm to go, the East Plano Islamic Center is serving as a round-the-clock warming center with bathrooms, cots, and foods available for those in need. They had almost 100 people spend the night last night. They're going to be open again tonight for those that need them. As rare as good snow like this is, though, most people out and about today, this morning, were just taking advantage of the opportunity to knock a few items off of their bucket lists.
But we're building a snowman? We're building a snowman?
It's not easy.
It's not easy. No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
So why are you doing it?
Just because something. I just came out here. We're having some fun.
Yeah, I'm going to show you that snowman. The remains of it are right over there that lasted about 10 seconds. It definitely takes some skill to build a snowman. City of Plano just rated its latest update on the winter weather. It says it is hoping to start reopening rec centers and libraries around midday tomorrow. Hoping conditions are better by then. Reporting live here in Plano, Andrea Lucia, CBS News, Texas.
Yeah, we are all hoping so.
That's the snowman that was.
Yeah, the rain has been helping, I know. Andrea, thank you very much. Well, for the most part, Dallas County missed out on the snow. Cold rain has been falling for much of the day with some bursts of icy precipitation here and there.
But still, though, there are impacts. We can't ignore that. Rocky Owens, live for Sam and Dallas over at the American Airlines Center, where the Mavs will tip off earlier than expected tonight. Of course, that is directly tied in to this winter storm, Robbie.
That's right, Karen. Hello there, Karen. The Mavericks
Celtics playing the Portland Trailblazers tonight at 6:30. Game time moved up an hour. No doubt to help fans get here, enjoy the game, and then get home before all of this precip that we're seeing freezes over overnight. However, most of the day it's been just this cold, wet rain. In spite of that, preparations began early to make sure that fans can get here and get into the arena safely. We saw crews out putting down lots of salt on the sidewalks, the steps, the plaza areas here. But really just not a whole lot of ice. As you mentioned already, it's been a cold rain for most of the day. A little bit of sleet here and there, and I mean a few minutes, a very few minutes of snow, but for the most part, just the icy, cold rain. Now, as you come back out here to the American Airlines Center and the plaza, if you look in this flower bed here, you can see that, it's not just my imagination. There really has been some icy precip, but this is really about the only place that you will find it here, because crews are working hard to make sure you don't find a lot of ice. Behind me, you can see over to the side, they've even been shoveling away the slush that's been really icy rain. So, see, fans are enthusiastic. Clearly, the cold, wet rain is not keeping them at home. If you are coming into the middle game time tonight, tip off 6:30 and wear the warm boots. Live at the WAC in Dallas, Robbie Owens, CBS News, Texas.
Now, that is some great advice, Robbie. Thank you very much. Wear the warm boots. Yes. Well, the weather conditions are keeping MedStar busy today as they respond to various emergencies across the area.
Here's Caroline Vandergriff with that story.
We've spent the afternoon with MedStar crews seeing what kind of emergency calls they're responding to in this winter storm. We actually just pulled up to this neighborhood in Harper County where some kids have found the perfect sledding hill. You can tell it is a little bit steep, and there was a teenage girl who went down and hit her head or something, so paramedics responded and they are going to get her checked out. That's just one of the calls we've been out on today. The vast majority of them have been motor vehicle accidents. Out on the highways, we've seen plenty of cars that have slipped, lost control, gone up the side of the road. We will have much more on that tonight at 5. For now in Harper County, I'm Caroline Vandergriff, CBS News, Texas.
Caroline, thank you. We've got much more winter weather coverage after the break.
But first, our photojournalist Alexis Ramirez with the sights and the sounds of this snow day in Denton County.
Having a wonderful time today.
You don't want to?
You were the one who helped me to grow stronger, Piccolo.
We're loving it down here.
I'm not too rusty.
Hey, you want to home?
If you've been in a serious car, you know just how expensive the aftermath can be. Imagine having a team of skilled car accident attorneys fighting for you without having to worry about upfront costs. And that's all part of the Thomas J. Henry no fee process. You don't pay us unless we win your case. Thomas J. Henry is a proven track record of securing serious results. Now it's time to let our reputation work for you. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
Taco Bueno's 3 for $6 is epic. Nothing tops the classic Bueno burger. With a flame grilled chicken fajita taco. My two faves, a soft muchacho and crispy taco. The beef burrito is a must. Classic. Get 3 Taco Bueno favorites for $6.
Tune in each week to KTBT CBS 11 for the Everyday Hero TV show, as we celebrate those individuals who continue to give back to their communities. Everyday Heroes is brought to you by Market Street and these great products.
Hi, I'm Jill, and this is my story. I was born as Osteogenesis imperfecta, or Riddle Bone disease.
You've grown to become quite strong. Now I want to see your improvements up close.
So I'm great, and I'm learning how to stand and walk. But I can only do all of this because of generous people like you and Shriners Hospitals for Children.
Because of people like you, Shriners Hospitals for Children has helped more than 1.3 million kids just like me, regardless of their family's ability to pay.
Shriners Hospitals for Children is only able to provide this world-class, life-changing medical care.
Because of you, I can ride my bike. I can play basketball.
Because of people like you, I can run.
I can smile.
Will you send your love service today?
When you go to loveshriners.org right now and give just 63 cents a day, you're helping kids just like me.
Like me. Like me. When you give today, we'll send you this adorable Love to the Rescue blanket as a thank you, and a reminder of the love you gave to a kid just like me.
Your gift, no matter how small, can help a child today.
This is your moment to make a difference.
When you pick up your phone, people should look right there and call the kid. Your help to rescue. Thank you. Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Please call or go online now. If operators are busy, please call again or give right away at loveshriners.org.
Your gift makes a difference. Thank you for giving.
Americans are observing a national day of mourning as the life of the former President Jimmy Carter is celebrated at a state funeral. The 39th president is being remembered not only for his service in office, but also for his extraordinary service to the world after leaving office. Natalie Brand has more from Washington, D.C.
Former President Jimmy Carter's state funeral brought together all the living presidents to remember a peacemaker.
That was Jimmy Carter. And he grew up in the tremendous diversity of the South, and he embraced both sides.
He had the courage and strength to stick to his principles even when they were politically unpopular.
Carter's grandson Jason called the 39th president's politics ahead of their time.
Wanted to decriminalize marijuana, deregulated so many industries that he gave us cheap flights and, as you heard, craft beer. Basically, all of those years ago, he was the first millennium.
President Biden, who was the first U.S. senator to endorse Carter's White House bid, praised his character.
Jimmy Carter's friendship taught me, and through his life taught me, the strength of character is more than title or the power we hold.
Nicknamed the rock and roll president, music punctuated the service at Washington National Cathedral. Among the 3,000 special guests, Chuck Liddell, who helped get Carter elected as a member of the Allman Brothers Band.
What were you thinking about during that service?
I was thinking about my friendship with him and the friendship that he had with so many people, you know. So obvious the love that was in that room.
Carter departed the nation's capital for the last time Thursday afternoon, headed for his hometown of Plains, Georgia, where he will be buried next to Rosalynn, his wife of 77 years. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
I want to get you back now to our winter weather coverage. Give you a live look right now from our CBS News Texas Storm Chaser on I-30 headed toward Arlington. And you can see again, Jeff was talking about some of these roads out there. They're definitely slick, dangerous in some spots, but you can see they have been well treated. And while dangerous, they are not impassable. But good thing that there aren't a lot of cars out there.
Right, and that's what things are like right now. A few hours, it might be a different story. We have been asking for your best snow videos today. This video was sent to us from Passion Beam in Colleyville. Her kids Addie and Eli having fun in the snow this morning. You know, throwing snowballs and fun too. All right, this video was sent in from the Ross family in Arkansas. This is Ellis and her dog Palmer playing in the snow. Now today is Ellis's birthday. She and her twin Miller are 12 today. Not a bad way to spend the day. No school. I want to wish both Ellis and Miller a happy birthday.
Well, certainly we ask you to keep those pictures and the videos coming in because we have a blast seeing them and we really enjoy sharing it with our viewers.
We do. All you have to do is go to our website, cbsnewstexas.com, click on First Alert Weather, and look for the link to upload the images and video.
Let's ready to kick things back over to First Alert Meteorologist Jeff Ray, standing by with what things are looking like now. We keep saying that because, Jeff, throughout the day, things have been changing so much.
Yeah, we've had a lot of mixed precipitation. By the way, twins, on their birthday, it snowed and they got out of school.
When?
It's a weekday. So on Wide View, we're going to show you just all this wintry mess. Now, I'm going to have circle this area right here across the Metroplex. This is where it's slush on the roads, and it's wet roads with slush on them, especially secondary roads. Major highways, pretty good shape because of the traffic and the conditioning of the treatment. But you take a look down the South Highway, this is mostly just rain, a little bit of sleet going on. And up to the north, this is all snow going on. And where you saw that snow video, including parts of Parker County, then wrapping around the Metroplex, that's where we've had this good accumulating snow. Some of the snowfall total so far, these will be added on, but in bottom, up in Fannin County, almost 5 inches of snow, 5 inches in Alfred, by the way. And Briar, Collinville, just 4 inches in Denton. Officially at DFW Airport, about 1.5 inches. So not quite as generous because it's been mixed in with sleet and some rain. But it's a first order weather day for tonight and tomorrow because we are now going to concentrate on dangerous road conditions. I don't want you out there late tonight or tomorrow morning if you could help it, because this wintry mix is going to continue into the evening, by the way. But the transition to all snow will happen later in the evening. I thought that at 9 p.m., somewhere around this hour, we're going to start seeing it snow, and it's going to be a pretty good snow. We can get 2 to 3 inches. Not all of it will stick, but it will pile onto these roads, especially the secondary roads. And then as these temperatures drop to just below freezing, sometime around 3 in the morning, all the way to daybreak, all this is going to freeze. Most of this will freeze, and it's going to be just a real big mess out there. So to help you with your planning, the Metroplex is just covered in slush right now. Now, to the north of us, it's snow on the roads, too, but with some sleet. There's some melting on the roads because temperatures, even up to the Red River, right around freezing, or just below. That transition is getting bad very quickly, and then in the overnight hours, this turns to ice, and it's going to be just a cold mess across the Metroplex. And I tell you, I just think that the worst the roads will be in this whole period will be tomorrow morning.
Absolutely. As we see temperatures dipping back below freezing across most of the area, including for us in the Metroplex, and then temperatures back into the upper 20s. For our northern counties, those areas that have picked up some significant snowfall already at this point today. And then notice temperatures for our southern areas flirting with freezing, maybe even a degree above that. But even for those areas, sitting at 33 degrees perhaps tomorrow morning. Keep in mind those bridges, those overpasses, certainly still freezing in those areas. But you'll want to be especially mindful in the Metroplex and up to our north of those freezing conditions, the ice on the roadways as we head into our Friday morning. So if you can avoid the roadways, I would into tomorrow morning. By the 9 o'clock hour, though, we head back above freezing, back into the middle 30s, and just a degree or two will make a difference. We'll start to see some of that melting, which will continue through our Friday afternoon. Now, the one limiting factor for us, that's going to be the cloud coverage. That's not going to completely get rid of all this moisture into tomorrow. It'll just be a start. Notice high temperatures across the Metroplex into the upper 30s tomorrow, low 40s for our southern and southeastern areas, and then we make continuous improvements into the weekend. But keep in mind, Saturday morning, some additional rain freeze as temperatures dip back to the low 20s. That'll be one of our coldest mornings. In fact, that will be our coldest morning of the 7-day period. We head to the middle 40s by Saturday afternoon, looking at more unfiltered sunshine as we head through the weekend. So that will allow some significant melting as we head through that point. By the start of the next work week, we'll be all cleared up with temperatures heading to the 50s by the middle of the week. We'll be right back.
Celebrate with the Texas Rangers at their 2025 awards dinner, presented by Coca-Cola, featuring Player of the Year, Corey Seager, and Rookie of the Year, Wyatt Langford, and many more. Friday, January 17th.
Do you suffer from knee pain or worry about the risks of knee surgery?
It hurt all the time, like the nerves were rubbing against each other.
Get the relief you need without surgery. We're Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. Our
Our state-of-the-art procedures replenish the natural cushioning in your joints with an FDA-approved gel without surgery or downtime.
After the first injection, I knew it was going to work.
Medicare and most private insurance cover this procedure.
Now with locations in Dallas. Call 1-800-507-2899. Dupixent can help people with asthma breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. And so this is better. And this. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. It's not for sudden breathing problems, and it doesn't replace a rescue inhaler. It's going to help prevent asthma attacks. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away if signs of inflamed blood vessels, a rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in limbs. Tell your doctor of new or worsening joint aches and pain, or parasitic infection. Don't change or stop steroid, asthma, or other treatments without talking to your doctor. Ask your specialist about Dupixent.
The Rooms to Go New Year's Sofa Sale is now through Wednesday. Hurry in to get big savings and endless sofa possibilities. Choose from a huge selection of sofas on sale. Save on fabric sofas, sleeper sofas, plush leather sofas, sectionals, and reclining sofas. Every sofa you see is priced low to sell fast. And only Rooms to Go offers an opportunity like this. So shop the Rooms to Go New Year's Sofa Sale now through Wednesday.
What was important to him was that he understood what was important to us.
He knew what an effort it is for somebody to sell a house under these circumstances. But he knew there was an emotional attachment. I felt he knew that.
The majority of us at some point are going to have to make a decision like this. I would certainly encourage and say, you've got to call the D'Angelos.
For almost 40 years, John D'Angelo Real Estate. Considerate, professional home buyer.
I can't let him down.
Get started at TitleMax.com. Your title and your real money. You can apply, appraise, and get quick approval before visiting a store. I got $2,500 with TitleMax.com. Apply anytime, anywhere, right from your phone. Now that's convenient. Visit TitleMax.com today to find out how much you can get. Don't delay. Help us one click away. It's your Title Max with TitleMax. It's your Title Max with TitleMax.
Well, it's not a snow day if kids aren't making snowmen, sledding, or even having snowball fights, right?
There's plenty of fun to be had in Denton. Bones is out on one of the sled hills where the kids have been playing all day, and I'm willing to bet that Bo has been wanting them. How's it going, Bo?
You guys are right, and everything is going great. We are at Crown Over Middle School in Denton County, where these kids have been, in fact, sledding all day, and I've just been living my best life, and I got to experience a snow day through the eyes of some kids.
Very excited for school back here. This is my best day ever. Like I said, if it sounds as fun.
Snow days are the stuff of dreams for people of a certain age. Kids up at Denton were taking full advantage.
It's great when you woke up, there's already snow on the ground.
Our day started over at McKenna Park, where we met Shelby Huggins and her friends. Did you hit anybody in the face with the snowball yet?
Her in the face a couple of times today, actually. They won't be the last.
That's when I decided I needed to hop on the zip line.
You've grown to become quite strong. Now I want to see your improvements up close.
Back at the office.
A couple of snowballs to the face later, we decided it was time to move on. One of the greatest sledding hills I've ever seen. Crown Over Middle School. Dozens of kids were flying down the hill.
Crossway didn't work.
Even the parents were enjoying themselves.
We just got back from Colorado, and this is actually more snow than we saw in Colorado, so it's great.
A top-tier day. Just let kids be kids.
There's not much difference between me and that little girl who was eating some snow at the end there. I made some new friends. I'm actually strapped up in my snowboard, so I think we're gonna race down the hill, guys. You ready? 1, 2, 3, let's go. I got a head start, man. I'm gonna lose this race. Please don't fall, please don't fall, please don't fall. Yes. I'm not gonna fall, can't tip with them. Too much style.
Very nice.
Thank you, guys. I'm in Denton County. Balloons, CBS News, Texas. Yeah, picking on little kids out there. Oh, heaven. Live on TV.
Didn't know any first on Instagram. We'll take that. So, thanks so much. And thank you for watching CBS News Texas at 4.
News at 5 o'clock starts right now. You can't see that accumulation happening over some of the elevated surfaces.
Are you okay?
Hey, how come Tina's not here?
Very, very, very low probability of any kind of problems. There's supply and demand here.
It's crazy to look up. There's already snow on the ground.
We're building on something. It's not easy. It's not easy. No, it isn't. No, it is.
But we may be a little full. They're definitely nice and close.
There it is, the story of the day here in the Metroplex. Thanks for joining us at 5 for CBS News Texas. So whether you got the beautiful fluffy stuff, maybe it's crunchy at this hour, or you got the sleet and the rain, it all depends tonight on where you are.
And I think a fair amount of people through the entire day got a little bit of everything. Yeah. Either way, winter weather has arrived. You know, it's all across North Texas, blanketing streets and backyards all across our Metroplex, from icy and the wet roads that cover most this afternoon. TxDOT Command Center, we got you covered there. And we're at the Fort Worth Zoo today. We have the team covering every single angle of today's winter storm.
Yes, we've got you covered. First alert meteorologist, though, Jeff Ray is going to kick us off because, Jeff, we are not done with this. This really is just the beginning of all this weather.
It gets worse. The roads are going to get worse tonight and through the overnight hours into tomorrow morning, because you see all this streaming up from the southwest. It's only intensified really over the last few hours. We're still getting a slushy mix around the Metroplex. I warned you about this yesterday, that all day long we would be getting this sometimes rain, sometimes sleet, sometimes snow, all mixing together to make for slush on the roads. Now you get just a little farther north, even a little bit further off to the west, of Fort Worth into Parker County, and it has been mostly snow and accumulating snow at that. And some areas are going to end up with a really good snow up towards McKinney, up to the north. We're going to have these temperatures just below freezing, so we're going to get that 3 to 6 inches of snow. What we've already seen just continue to add on to that mark. And that slush that's going on right now in the Metroplex will change over to snow. That's our forecast, that later on this evening, somewhere between 8, 9 o'clock, maybe 10, it's going to start changing over to snow as the temperatures start to cool in the atmosphere from the lack of the sun, and then it's snow from there on out. That could reach all the way down to the split, and the areas that have seen all that rain are going to see a little sleet and then changing over to a little snow as well. So this becomes a big mess over most of North Texas. By the way, it's just all snow up to the north, continuing to accumulate. That's why we think we could end up literally with 8 inches of snow up towards the Red River. This will just be flurries by tomorrow morning, but the damage will have been done. We'll have temperatures just below freezing, and it'll be a lot of ice. So to help you plan through this, the Metroplex, just a thick slush on the roads, and a lot of these roads are still wet, but just north, it's snow and sleet on the roads, and some of it is sticking. Tonight, this transition to snow for most of us goes on, and the road conditions will quickly deteriorate. When you start seeing it snow heavy, I tell you, the roads are going to get bad fast. As we get through the overnight and tomorrow morning, we're going to have a lot of ice on these roads as the temperatures will be below freezing. But it will take all night to get us there. You see how temperatures slowly drop down to right around freezing in the early morning hours, and then that's when we start talking about ice. We'll be back in the full forecast to give you the forecast for the weekend. The roads will get better a little bit tomorrow afternoon. We'll talk about that and your weekend.
All right, Jeff, don't go anywhere. We'll check in with you in just a bit. Right now, we know thousands of you are starting that slick and icy commute home or wherever you need to be. CBS Texas has multiple crews out watching the roads for you. What you're seeing right now is along I-20, east to west. It may look all right, but that's the tricky part. The city tells us they've already responded to more than 50
accident today. And I want to give you another look from one of our storm chasers in Montague County. As you can see, snow and ice building up there, and as Jeff just mentioned, as we move deeper into the evening, the ice and the refreeze even tomorrow morning is going to be the major concerns on the roads.
Well, when you talk about being dangerous for drivers, foregone conclusion. In fact, it's been a really busy day, we found out, for first responders across North Texas. Caroline Vandergrift, along with MedStar crews today, tagging along, and you guys responded to calls across parts of Tarrant County. What kind of problems specifically did you see?
Doug, a lot of car accidents. That was the main type of call that was coming in today. We're in Northeast Tarrant County right now, just off of Davis Boulevard. You can see the main lanes here have actually cleared out because that wintry mix turning to the rain sort of washed some of the mush away that you see in the center turning lane there. That used to cover the entire road. So even though it looks like things are getting better, they're really not. It's still so slick out here. It's easy for drivers to lose control.
You already did. Are you okay? Yes.
We were there as MedStar and Fort Worth Fire responded to this wreck on 287 in Fort Worth. The car slipped on the ice and spun around before crashing into the guardrail. As of 2 p.m. today, MedStar responded to 30 traffic accidents. On top of that, just driving around with crews today, we saw plenty of other car wrecks where people didn't need medical attention but had lost control and ended up sliding off the road or getting into a minor fender bender. Now, after car accidents, the second highest type of calls for help today were falls.
Well, lots of slips and falls on sidewalks or even in people's houses. They're stepping out to get the mail, let the dog out, or just go have fun and play in all of this snow here and end up slipping and accidentally injuring themselves.
Yep.
MedStar went to this Parker County, hit her head while sledding into the morning. So again, their main message is if you don't have to get out, please stay home and stay off the road. Live in Tarrant County, I'm Caroline Vandergrift, CBS News, Texas.
Simple and really good advice. Caroline, thanks so much.
From MedStar, we take you to Text Dr. Command Center in fact in Mesquite. Team there have got front row seat to what's been happening on our roads all day long with this winter storm. And that includes our Jack Fink. Jack, I know you've been keeping track of those cameras all day. What are crews watching at this hour?
Well, Nicole, good news to report here because the area highways in Dallas, Collin, and Denton counties and the other counties in the surrounding area are looking pretty good. No accidents that we see here on the TexGap cameras. Just a couple of hot spots remaining from earlier wrecks. One of them at I-635 in Galloway in Dallas, where crews are just finishing up after a tractor slammed into the side barrier. They may be fixing the crews, but traffic has been able to get by the entire time. And then it's a similar story over in Irving at, say, Highway 114 at Surstition Road. The highway is blocked off there. Traffic is being rerouted around that after a pretty bad semi-wreck earlier in that same area today. But if you take a look at all of the cameras that are popped up right now, it's looking pretty clear in the Dallas, Collin, Denton County area. Otherwise, TxDOT crews have been retreating elevated roadways all afternoon. We're talking about highway interchanges, bridges, and overpasses to prevent icy spots. If it does get really bad tonight and the snow starts coming down, obviously the crews will be out clearing it. But not a lot of people out on the roads today. People have been taking it easy for the most part. Nicole?
That's some really good news. We hope it stays that way, Jeff. Thank you.
Yeah, the other side of this whole thing is not everything has to be so serious,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's one thing. But for those of you lucky enough to have the day off, for some it was all about sledding and sliding down hills and neighborhoods. Amelia Regabro spent part of the day in McKinney. Sounds like kids and adults got out there to enjoy a little bit of the snow today.
Yeah, that's right, Doug. Definitely a lot of fun was had here in McKinney. I do want to tell you, though, that we've kind of had a mixed bag of conditions over here in North Collin County. Right now, we have kind of that slushy, rainy conditions, which actually makes for driving a lot easier. So we haven't seen any issues on the roadways, but of course, this will be an issue if the temperatures get below freezing. But to your point, Doug, yes, we know that snow days, they're a rare event here in Texas, and kiddos and families here in McKinney definitely took advantage of it. A snow day in McKinney means grabbing friends and family and getting on the sleds and inflatables.
And there was like this ramp, and I hit it over it, and I went flying,
making a little snowman. This is the first time we've had snow that like actually sticks.
It feels like it's just a dream, but it's actually real. That's your best part.
Is this like the best day for you this year?
Yes.
And the snow day truly bringing out the kid in all of us. Even I have to get him off.
Goku uses his full power to slow this place to smithereens. Contestant number 17.
I think that's a good time. I almost hit somebody. Sorry, guys. Okay, I promise no kids in our Texas were here making that video, but Doug and Nicole, I think I have to work on my sledding skills next time.
You might need some ice, girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm just
I might hurt tomorrow.
we avoided the lawsuit.
No, seriously.
Thank goodness everybody got out alive on that one. Amelia, good fun.
Yeah, stay warm.
Thank you for sharing. We love seeing that side of it, obviously. It's a serious side, but not everything, right? We're just getting going with our coverage here of our big winter weather event. And I want to say an honest big thanks to many of you for helping us tell the story of the day through some of your own video. Slow-mo snow in Plano? Yeah. Say that 10 times fast.
We appreciate this. How about this, though? Catching some snowflakes right outside of a Dallas high-rise. Isn't it beautiful?
Please don't lean out the window. And it's easy to love the snow and you're covered in fur. Love seeing this. Dogs across North Texas making the most of it today. CBS News Texas on this winter weather storm day continues.
I call it Medicare that very morning.
And it is costing the taxpayers.
You've sold some underage kids recently. And listen, our kids are worth it. Our kids are worth fighting for.
The Good Food Store, improving people's lives 2 feet at a time.
Don't miss the Huntington Swim Spot Blowout Expo this weekend at the Hilton DFW Links Executive Conference Center. Save big on over 40 Huntington Swim Spots this weekend at the Hilton DFW Links Executive Conference Center.
Hey, are you living with tired floors? Well, wake up fast and save a ton of money with 50 Floor. 50 Floor has a huge assortment available. We can schedule your installation as quickly as you need it, usually within a few days. Also, 50 Floor offers a variety of flexible financing options, including same as cash. Even better, most jobs can be completed in just 1 day. Old floors when you wake up, new floors when you go to bed. Go to 50floor.com today and get started. You'll see why 50 Floor is the ultimate flooring experience.
Embrace the journey. Turns into a cherished memory.
So, what kind of opponents do you enjoy playing?
Enjoy life's journey and experiences along the way. Goodbye. We're always with you.
The sweet sound of savings. With Reliance Electric Credits Electricity Plan, you automatically get your 2 ice use days free every week. Up to 8 days a month. And guess what else? $200 in bill credits to redeem right in the Reliant app.
To save with Flextra Credits, call or visit Reliant.com today.
Reliant. That's power.
Thousands stranded on 9/11. A small town in Newfoundland that opened their homes. The Broadway musical, Come From Away.
Coming to Dallas, January 14th through the 19th at the Wingspire Opera House. Tickets at BroadwayDallas.org.
Big selection, big savings, big ideas. NFM.
Tough side of the day today. One person dead, another in a hospital after a fire at a Denton complex this morning.
Yeah, crews said that when they got there just before 7 this morning, they found about 8 units that were burning, and there was one man who was trapped inside who did not survive. 12 other people managed to get out safely, and for those with nowhere else to go, the Red Cross is providing hotel and food vouchers, hoping that these people can at least be taken care of through this winter storm until they find a new place to call home.
I thought everything was going to go down, you know, I thought everything was going to, like, you know, burn down to the ground, everything, because it was a big blaze. It was a pretty big blaze.
Speaking of fires, power's now been restored to a couple of dozen homes after a pretty large fire at the Fort Worth Electrical substation last night. Intense flames we watched near the Alliance area. Cause of that fire still under investigation as well, but officials say they do think what happened was accidental, and it also involved a large amount of oil.
Thankfully, nobody hurt. We'll be back in just a moment.
Celebrating its 10th anniversary, and it's your chance at home to win $50,000. It's allowed. Enter FieldFortune.com and CBS Texas.
Falling asleep is easy at NFF, and right now find incredible deals on mattresses, like this free adjustable base with your qualifying mattress purchase. Check out our Sealy Queen mattress for just $8.99. Plus, get a free adjustable base. Explore more than 3,000 in-stock mattresses ready to distribute today. Queen mattresses start at $99, full at $119, and queen at $149. Plus, save time with express next-day delivery. Enjoy amazing savings and a better night's sleep, only at NFF.
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters, and every path leads to new possibilities. Get $6,750 total cash allowance on this Silverado. Plus, current Chevy owners and lessees get an additional $1,000 cash allowance when you purchase. Chevy drives Texas. Together, let's drive.
During the Roots to Go New Year's mattress sale, it's your last chance to get this therapeutic mattress, any size, and get a second mattress free. That's two for the price of one. Buy the twin size therapeutic for $8.95. Get the second same size and smaller free. Buy the twin size, get another king.
It's over here.
Buy a full or twin size, the second one's free. It's the summer. Let's get covered with mattress buys at the Roots to Go New Year's mattress sale. Over 30 years, we built a reputation on working hard for people just like you. But our reputation and our expertise to work for you. Thomas J. Henry. The name you know, the firm you trust.
You as hard as I can.
Get ready for big savings on the new big screen from NFN. Right now, big screen TVs are on sale, starting at just $298. From TVs and laptops to headphones and everything in between, we have the brands you trust at amazing low prices. Save up to 20% on select headphones, plus get up to a $100 NFN card with a qualifying JBL soundbar. Hurry up for savings on electronics so good it won't last. Big selection, big savings, only at NFN.
To the side of his mystery, solid mystery, they were like, pockets of only doctors, pockets of needed actors. This is not a procedure. She's also Fox has put their season Sunday, January 26th after the AFC Championship and streaming on Paramount Plus.
September's the 2021 Texas power grid failure, and rightfully so. Anytime the temperature drops, many of you worry about the lights and the beneath the state.
That's a fair concern. It's Willowitz people who sat through all of that and worked through it. Investigating the report of the brand new, keeping a close eye on the result of the third kind of electric grid all day force. Live in our